Hey, Holst. You here to train?
That's right. I was just about to get started, in fact.
Perfect. Mind if I join you?
Be my guest. I was only planning on honing the fundamentals, mind you.
Oh. I was actually hoping we could spar a little. I've heard stories about you for as long as I can remember. People say you're the mightiest warrior in all of Leicester. So I thought this would be a good chance to learn a little something about your strength.
I'm afraid you'd likely learn little from such a bout.
What? Why?
I can't go all out against an ally. When I spar, I have to take care not to kill my partner, unlike in a real fight.
I can live with a few broken bones. Just show me what you've got.
If I do, broken bones will be the least of your worries. I'm well aware of your strength. I'd be in for a world of trouble myself if I held anything back.
So, is there anything I can do to convince you?
If you're that insistent about it, I suppose there is one thing that would change my mind.
You mean if I switched sides and joined the enemy?
Precisely. I knew you'd figure it out. The only way you'll experience my full might is if you face me as an enemy. After all, there's no greater teacher than the battlefield. The vast majority of what I've learned didn't come from lectures or drills. It came from dancing with death time and again in the heat of battle. So, what do you say, friend? Care to team up with the enemy and pit your steel against mine?
Nah, I'm good. I'm not in the mood to betray my friends today.
Quite a collected response for someone so young. Truth be told, I was expecting a little more bravado.
Anyway, for now I can settle for honing the fundamentals alongside an ally.
Wonderful. Shall we begin? I admit this is not ideal. We should retreat and regroup.
What did you expect? You practically waltzed right up to an enemy patrol.
I thought if I pretended to be an ally and struck up a friendly conversation, they wouldn't notice.
That's why I tried to stop you. Not even the greenest rookie would mistake you for an ordinary soldier.
Regardless, it was a learning experience, so our efforts were not entirely in vain. Now let's head back before the enemy finds us.
They've probably got a bunch of search parties out looking for us. We might draw too much attention if we're together. Splitting up will improve both our chances. I'm sure you'll have no trouble on your own.
That's fine by me. It'll be easier for you to slip by on your own as well. Let's rendezvous in front of the nearest Allied encampment. We should arrive before dawn.
Got it. Good luck out there.
You as well.
Finally. Don't know how, but I made it back without getting spotted. Took longer than I expected, though. I wonder if Holst got back before me. Doesn't look like it. He knows this area better than me, so I doubt he got lost. Could he have been captured? Huh? Is that Holst?
What's that? Ah, you made it. Apologies, I must have dozed off. I was up all night fighting.
Fighting? So the enemy found you?
Quite the opposite, in fact. I happened to stumble upon one of their guardhouses and figured I should destroy it. I kicked down the door, only to find myself staring down a platoon of heavily armed soldiers.
You didn't even check before you went in? Bold.
And that's when their reinforcements showed up. I had to deal with them as well.
Oof. Yep, here you are, safe and sound.
Safe, maybe, but completely exhausted. I probably should have looked before I leapt.
That's for sure. Another lesson learned, eh, Holst?
That's right. There is no end to what the battlefield can teach us, and I'm a lifelong learner. Care to accompany me again sometime? Or have you grown tired of my antics?
Hey, I'd be glad to tag along. I've still got a lot to learn. After all, there's never a dull moment with you around.
I'll take that as a compliment. I think you and I truly make the best of partners.
So, Holst's leading the soldiers' drills himself, eh? And everyone looks to be way more into it than usual. That's Holst for you, all right.
My ears are burning, my lord.
Holst! Well, what a surprise. I was just watching your drills. Everyone looks so spirited. Probably because they know you're keeping an eye on them.
So the soldiers aren't so enthusiastic with others? Training is only meaningful if it emulates true battle. Without tension, it's little more than exercise. We'll need to improve our methods at once.
Let's cut them a little slack. It's not like they're all goofing around when you're not there. It's just that everyone gets a tiny bit more excited when they get to see you in the flesh. You're Lester's living legend, the powerful warrior who accomplishes feats of undaunted heroism without even a crest to help him. And they get to train and fight with you? Seriously, it's probably the biggest thrill of their lives.
Ha! You have quite the gift for flattery. But someone like me is nothing when compared to the 10 elites. Of course, I wouldn't walk away from that fight empty-handed. Even unaided, I bet I could take a limb or two before the end.
If you can keep up with the 10 elites, I'll need to invent some even more impressive flattery. But I meant what I said about the troops. Honestly, I feel the same excitement just standing next to you.
Then it was worth my coming here. Still, I believe that you inspire far more trust and enthusiasm than I do. The Alliance would never have come together like this if that weren't the case.
If only it would have. A little solidarity would go a long way for us. Anyway, thanks again, Holst. It's much appreciated.
I'm just doing my job as the heir to House Goneril. All I do is for the sake of the Leicester Alliance. Though, even more importantly, Hilda stands at your side. That alone is enough to keep me near at hand.
It sounds like I need to thank Hilda instead, then.
It couldn't hurt to do so, but also keep her safe. As you know, I've sworn to protect Fodlan's throat, with my very life if need be. So if the Elmyrans turn their attentions to it, I'll have no choice but to return there at once.
And if that happens, we'll be right there with you to drive them back. Call it a gut feeling, but I suspect their next attack will be a battle that changes Fodlan's fate forever.
I know you're busy, Your Majesty, but do you have a moment? It's important.
If it's really important, I have all the moments in the world. What's this about? There are so many possibilities, I can't even guess.
As you are well aware, we've cast away Leicester's old alliances and begun anew as the Federation. And we've now joined forces with the Empire to overthrow the kingdom and dissolve the Central Church.
You're happy with all that, right?
Of course, Your Majesty. I would even go so far as to say I'm your greatest supporter.
I appreciate that. I feel much more secure in my position as king knowing I have your support.
I am fully confident you'll be able to fulfill our goals in this war. But my question concerns what happens after that. You say you want to remove the church's authority from Fodlan and build society anew.
That's right. The systems that currently bind Fodlan were all created by the church to serve their own interests. Now, I won't say they're all bad in and of themselves, but ultimately, they exist to maintain the authority of the Church of Seros. And so long as we revere them, Fodlan will never be able to move forward. Do you agree?
Let me make sure I understand. When this war is over, you wish to step back and reevaluate both the existing system of nobility and our manner of faith. And you also wish to establish relations with people from other lands and those who follow other faiths. Is that accurate?
Exactly. I want to knock down the walls that keep us closed in. See, I knew you'd get it.
Does this also extend to Fodlan's throat? Will you throw open its gates and look to establish a friendly relationship with the Almirans?
Yes, of course. It will depend on how they respond to our overtures, but that's what I'm hoping for.
And what of House Goneril, a family long seen as the enemy of the Almirans? Would you send its only daughter to form a marital bond with the Almiran royal family? Is that a possible scenario?
Huh? Are we talking about Hilda?
Our house has no other daughters.
Ah, okay, I see where this is going. Don't worry, Holst. I may be the king of Leicester, but I've no interest in also being a royal matchmaker.
But what if the next king of Almira turns out to be a kind and decent man? What if Hilda even likes him?
If Hilda wants to marry that hypothetical heartthrob, I'm not gonna stop her. Look, what's all this really about?
Apologies. My imagination ran free for a moment. If that is what Hilda wants, then I will not stand in her way either.
Your imagination's definitely still running there.
I'm just as worried about Hilda's future as I am about Leicester's. Maybe even more so.
I completely understand, so let me just say this. I believe that both Leicester's and Hilda's futures are as bright as they can be. All I ask is that you trust me.
I shall take your words firmly to heart. All I ask in return, Your Majesty, is that you continue to safeguard my sister, no matter what may come.
You got it. And, wow, you're really serious about this, Holst.
Yeah! Ha! Yeah! Is that you back there, Hilda?
Ah! Yeesh, Holst, you scared me. How did you even know I was here?
I strive to keep my mind sharp and clear at all times. How then could I not recognize the presence of my own dear sister? It's a feat anyone can accomplish with good, honest training. You should try it sometime.
Honest training isn't really my forte. Same goes for our regular drills. If no one's making me do it, not a chance I'll even bother.
Ha! That's because you have the makings of a first-class prodigy. Even without putting in any hard work, your talent shines bright. But now that we're both here, why not train with me? It'll be just like old times.
You mean like how you used to carry me on your back while you were doing push-ups? No thanks. That was fun when I was little, but it'd be incredibly embarrassing now.
That's a shame.
By the way, Holst, how long are you planning on sticking around with us?
As long as I can. It'd be a hassle coming out here every time a roundtable meeting was called, after all. But I'll have to return home at once if Almira starts showing any signs of mischief.
Uh-huh. So the fact that your little sister is here has nothing to do with you being here?
Not pleased with my answer, eh? I thought you hated when I admit to being overprotective. But yes, Of course, you're the biggest reason why I'm here. I can keep you safe so long as you're close. Additionally, I must be on hand to punish any scoundrels who attempt to woo you.
Yeah, I don't love that part. It's not just scoundrels who are terrified to approach me now. Still, he's thinking about my well-being, so I guess that feels pretty good.
But there's actually another reason why I'm here.
Oh yeah?
The opportunity to cross swords with a warrior like Count Burgles doesn't often present itself. True valor is only polished in life or death battle, with the most powerful fighters. Just thinking of how I may one day encounter these veterans makes me tremble with anticipation.
Of course it does. So, that's the real biggest reason. I probably should have guessed.
No, don't get me wrong, Hilda. It goes without saying that the most important thing in my entire life is the well-being of my beloved sister.
Yeah, whatever you say. Good luck with the training.
Wait, I beg of you, wait! My dear Hilda, come back! Yes, that should do quite nicely. And how are you faring, Hilda?
Already over here. I couldn't make any fancy dishes, but since we're just throwing this thing together in our spare time, folks will just have to deal with it.
Exactly. The quality of the food isn't the point of a feast like this. It's about sharing a celebration over our recent victory.
You had quite the showing out there in the battle, my lord. There is no one in the entirety of Fodlan that can hope to best you.
I wholeheartedly agree. It would be my great honor to have even a modicum of your skill one day.
But my power alone did not win the day, friends. This victory belongs to us all.
Holst really is incredible. I mean, despite what he says, he basically won the last battle all by himself, which makes him the man of the hour, again. He's earnest, hardworking, and full of talent. The opposite of me in every way.
Now, let's get started. Today, we feast in honor of a person who was instrumental in our victory. My sister, Hilda Valentine Goneril.
Huh?
My lady, I thank you on behalf of all my soldiers. We'd not be here now if it weren't for your quick thinking and deft action.
There are no words to express all that you and your brother have done for us. Huzzah!
Okay, what's going on? I thought you were the guest of honor at this little get-together, Holst.
Whatever do you mean? This feast is all about celebrating your actions in our last battle.
But I didn't do anything. I just ran to the front line, hacked a few guys, and then pulled back.
At which point you saw an enemy giving chase and laid him low, yes? Are you aware that person was the enemy commander? The moment you dispatched him, his forces crumbled. We then pressed the attack and enjoyed swift victory as a result.
Really? He didn't seem very impressive. I mean, the guy went down in one hit. How tough could he have been?
It sounds like you still don't know just how strong you are.
Your brother aside, there is no one in House Goneril who could stand against you, my lady.
Hear, hear! We all rely on you and will continue to do so into the future!
Not gonna lie, it was great having everybody shower me with compliments, but I still want to know why you threw a feast for me in the first place. You could have just patted me on the back and told me good job, and I would have been happy.
You're always putting me on a pedestal, Hilda, but you never appreciate your own accomplishments. I want you to be prouder of yourself. I want your degree of pride to match your level of strength. Also, I want everyone to know how great you are. That's why we have the feast. A shame it was so small, but the next one will be a true banquet.
And who's going to put that together? Considering I basically did all the prep for this one.
Well, if I can get the ingredients together, I'll treat you to my specialty next time.
Isn't your specialty made from whatever you find lying by the side of the...
Look forward to it, dear sister.
Fresh air. Time to get out of here and shake things up.
Sneaking off in the dead of night again, Balthus. Is it too much to ask that you not break every rule in the book?
Yeah, hey, Holst. Sure is a pleasant evening for a little stroll, yeah?
You can't honestly believe I'd fall for that. You know I'm going to have to write you up for this.
You have to do what you have to do, I guess. Or you could just come with me. What do you say?
If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to help you. Oh, very well. I'll join you.
Thought so. An upstanding guy like you would never... Hold on, back up a sec. You're actually coming? You?
That's right, Balthus. On one condition. I decide where we're going tonight.
Fine by me. But what's your game here? You've never been one for bending the rules.
Make no mistake, I went through the proper channels to get leave to go off base tonight. For the both of us, actually.
Oh, okay. Wait, for me too? Alright, your turn to share, pal. Hard as it is to believe, there are only so many tales about the storied king of grappling, and you've heard them all, twice.
Very well. The truth is, Balthus, I'm gravely worried about Hilda.
Oh yeah? What's been going on?
Her behavior has been peculiar as of late.
She seemed fine when I ran into her today. You sure you're not just imagining things?
No, something is off. I'm certain of it. She's been giving me the cold shoulder.
Have you tried talking to her? You could ask what her deal is.
Of course I did. But whenever I try to broach the subject, she just walks away. I don't remember doing anything that would have made her so upset. What has happened to my darling little sister? Tell me, Balthus.
Don't look at me, I'm as stumped as you. Maybe she's just at that age where she wants some independence. Though, she's still all, Balti do this and Balti do that with me, come to think of it.
Here I am, pouring my heart out, and you have the gall to brag about my sweet sister's attentions. Unbelievable.
You really lose your cool when it comes to Hilda, you know that? Let it be known that on this day, the mighty Holst, defender of Leicester, revealed his true colors.
I'd gladly give up my reputation if that's what it takes to get Hilda back to normal.
I don't think that's gonna fix whatever's going on with her, pal.
Something fishy's going on. I hope they're not getting into trouble.
If it isn't little Hilda, why the long face?
Ah, Balti.
You know, if Holst heard you were looking down in the dumps, he'd come flying faster than you can say overly attached. Of course, I won't be the one to tell him.
You'd better not. He's been acting strange lately. I'm actually starting to worry. Do you know what's going on, Balti?
Oh, me? Nah, how should I?
Well, the two of you have been hanging out an awful lot recently. Wait, don't tell me you've been corrupting him with your wicked ways! If I find out you're to blame for what's going on with him, so help me, Balti.
Take it easy, will ya? You've got the wrong guy. Besides, even if I was trying to use my wicked ways on him, which I'm not, what of it? You don't really think your brother would be swayed that easily, do you?
Fair point. My brother can't stand anything that isn't honorable and just.
That's the truth. There's not a soul better at keeping people in line.
Yeah, and if someone did try to corrupt him, he'd just beat them senseless. Then lecture them for hours on end.
And if by some chance he did give in, would you hate him?
Of course not. He's my brother, and I'll always love him no matter what. Not that I have to worry, since he's basically incorruptible.
Oh, my dear, precious sister. Is that what you truly think of me?
Ah! Holst! When did you get here?
I love you too, Hilda. Now come on and give your brother a big hug.
Balti! How could you do this to me?
Wait, Hilda, I can explain. There's a really good reason for this. Honestly, really good.
You set me up! He heard everything.
Look, Holst told me he's been really worried about you lately. I just wanted the poor guy to hear what you had to say, that's all. Now he knows how you feel, so he doesn't have to worry anymore. All's well that ends well, yeah?
I am forever grateful, my friend. You have shown me the true nature of my darling sister's feelings.
What are you two so happy about? I've never been more embarrassed in my entire life.
I'm sorry, Hilda. I was the one who talked Balthus into this. Please forgive this poor, misguided buffoon. Direct all your anger at me, along with your love.
You really are hopeless, aren't you?
Nonsense, Hilda. For you are my hope.
What are you even saying? Fine, do whatever you want. Just leave me out of it.
Never a dull moment with those two.